Thanks for joining us for the news at 10. Idaho's Secretary of State Phil McGrain says his office cannot enforce a new rule put forth by the Idaho Republican Party. Over the summer, you may remember the Idaho GOP passed a rule requiring people who want to vote Republican in next year's primary do one of two things.
If they were affiliated, they had to register, or unaffiliated, I should say, they had to register as a Republican by December 30th, the year before the May primary. Or if they were already registered with another party and then they want to vote as a Republican, well, they'd have to wait a full year after that December 30 deadline to be considered a registered Republican. This rule would eliminate anyone currently registered as a Democrat or Libertarian who wants to change their affiliation before the end of this year from qualifying to vote in the May primary.
On October 30th, Republican Party Chairwoman Dorothy Moon sent a letter to the Secretary of State's office asking him to enforce that rule across the state. But today, Phil McGrain replied to Moon saying he can't. He says his office is required to follow Idaho law, which sets the deadline for changing a person's party affiliation at 67 days before the primary election.
In the letter, McGrain says, quote, "We merely assert that the executive branch cannot act on these rules without legislative action." He goes on to say, to Chairwoman Moon, I am sure you agree the decision of whether a change to our election law is warranted is a decision best left to the legislature since they were elected by the people of Idaho to make those decisions.
So the deadline for voters to change their party affiliation in Idaho will continue to fall on March 15th. On top of that, unaffiliated and unregistered voters will still be able to register and affiliate at the polls on Election Day.
True.